Wisconsin pushed themselves out of the planet's hive and raked into crags that betrayed bedrock from the driftless area of the Devil's Lake. At the army plant 5 miles south of Baraboo, generations of grasses are burying spent ammunition under layers of the dead, already talking about winter, when ice will freeze the lakes, bring down the limbs of trees, and paint a slick skin on the scrap animals of Dr. Evermore's empire of metal. Hordes of iron insects stamping in the dirt, flocks of giant birds with feathers made from scissors, an avian symphony of aluminum and steel, gargantuan bases that taper with grace into the heads of hawks, a battalion of beasts moving into trumpets, bodies swelling into timpani, footing into harps, xylophones, and strings, all led by a rusty bug-eyed ostrich, conducting his brethren in a clanging buzzy elegy for the end of industry. Still standing still, the sculptor is gone. The storm he'd been waiting for showed up at last about a year ago, a boiling darkness, pregnant with electricity, and the man kissed his wife, climbed into the tower of one of his creations, flung his arms wide and waited, and lightning forked from the sky, sparked around him and carried him on. Robert Blackfeather Sherman leans back in a wooden chair, patched veiny shade of a tree that's lost half its leaves, arms folded, smoking a long pipe that needles out from under his wide Stetson, sends threads of smoke into the branches above him. His horse, a mangy thing with bullet scars in its flanks, rips out grass and bruised with thick teeth. His gun, an antique M16 for which he cast a bullet himself, angles within reach. A leather cap tied over the barrel to keep the dirt out. The sun is not yet down, but his wife's already sleeping in their tent, dished under a tree that will fend off some of the rain when it comes. Soon his unborn son will wake up in her womb. He's convinced that the fetus is nocturnal, that it sings to him from the uterus and affects his dreams. Sherman's got a bit of crazy horse in him, the men say, the way he listens to what his sleeping brain tells him, but it hasn't led them astray yet. It was dreams that told him to abandon the Pine Ridge Reservation, vinyl and brick houses, the naked sheetrock, the graffiti and the gravestones. He saw the announcements that the government was going under on grainy television. Parties and bars in their homes, serious revelry that ended with houses on fire, chickens beheaded, plucked and eaten. People dancing in the dust, Dakotas, roses, radios skanking out burning spear, while others lay on the ground, laughing about just how Marcus Garvey's words had come to pass. That night, Robert Blackfeather Sherman read his future in a mound of torn coats and old shoes piled in the place where Chief Bigfoot had fallen after the white man shot him. His dreams drew his people together. They took the name Sioux, that slur, that desecration, and decided to own it again because they'd be enemies, not friends. So Robert Blackfeather Sherman led them out to the expanse of the Midwest, from the Canadian border into Oklahoma, raiding army depots for weapons, stealing horses from farms, becoming scourges of the landscape, living spirits of retribution. Robert Blackfeather Sherman is a legend now, his people prosper. Their tents cover the hills, the slopes, leading down to the river, and flows into Sauk City. Children play in the frigid water where bald eagles fish. His people are a movable city, and he its leader without reserve. His wife shifts and moans inside the tent. The hills flooded the last of the sun, and Robert Blackfeather Sherman's pipe drops from his mouth as the skeletons of skyscrapers rise in his brain. Mohawk ironworkers dancing along I-beams hundreds of feet above the street. Then Danisha's face forms in Robert Blackfeather Sherman's head, an urgent expression on her face, mouthing the same phrase over and over again. In Oklahoma, her hand had fallen upon her shoulder as she stood with her feet far apart, his own hands on the side of the bus, eyes on the road beneath it. "We're not going to hurt you," he wanted to say. When his nephew shot one of the passengers in the head and out of the pond, Robert Blackfeather Sherman was disappointed, angry. It was a waste of life, a waste of ammunition. And later he lectured the younger men. "We can't kill without discrimination," he said. "It muddies the message. We can't understand why we're exacting revenge, taking back what's ours if they're dead." His nephew scowled, screwed his foot into the dirt, shot back. "You think he'll ever understand it anyway?" Danisha will not leave him. Her face is urgent as ever, and now warping stripes of light rise around her. The music ascends from an unseen depth. The rumbling beat climbs to the surface, getting louder and louder, and it all winks out. and he is back in Wisconsin, bees scuttling at his feet. The next season sharpening the edges of the air. Who the hell is that, he thinks, and why am I thinking of her now?